Today we're going to talk about the 50-30-20 rule of money, what it means, what it stands for. I've seen lots of guys in the YouTube space talk about this, but today I wanted to give a female perspective on it. Hi friends, welcome to Freedom in a Budget. I'm Kelly. My channel is all about living life well on a budget, and I share my journey of living paycheck to paycheck, and I share all my tips and good habits that I've learned along the way. If you aren't already a subscriber, I hope that you subscribe. Alright, so the 50-30-20 rule of money. What we're going to do is we're going to break down a different way of doing budgeting and doing money. I personally do Excel. I love my Excel budget. You guys know, you guys have watched my budget report cards. I have a playlist linked down below if you haven't. And this thing could be kind of part of that and part of this rule of money. So it doesn't have to be one that you do in an app or one specifically in Excel. It is just a kind of philosophy of money. So we're going to break it down. I'm going to give you some tips and tricks to make sure that you're navigating correctly in this rule of money. It can be a little complicated at first. So to start off, we're going to think about money in forms of a pie. Now, I love pumpkin pie. That is my favorite, whether pumpkin pie, an apple pie, whatever it may be, but some pie. So first is pie. So we're going to take our first is going to be 50% and take half of the pie, which will be my portion of the pie, right? And the first half of the pie could consist of things like housing, utilities, food, insurance, car insurance, health insurance, transportation, debt payments, anything like that. So anything that needs to get paid would be considered that 50% of our income. Now, all of this is going to be under our take-home pay. So not our gross income, but our net, our take-home pay after taxes. You can check your pay stub to figure out what that amount would be in monthly form. If you haven't already, be sure to hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm. All right. Next up, the second portion of the pie, a little bit smaller. This is maybe Jamie's portion. This would be the 30%, and this is the wants category. So in this category, this would be things like clothing, entertainment, eating out, home decor, personal spending money, hobbies. This category is really good to help with burnout and just to help with your nerd of the family. Because a lot of times us nerds, we can get a little gung-ho, a little intense with wanting to really hit our goals and really wanting to, pay off debt or increase our saving, increase our investing, whatever it may be. But, sometimes that leads to burnout, and that can not be a good thing, and that can put you in reverse of hitting your goals, because then you gotta quit, you can't do it anymore. So having a category of wants, having that 30%, it can really help to just kind of make sure that you keep under control. But with this, you do have to be careful that the 30% doesn't turn into the 50% and that your wants are higher than your needs, because, when you're getting into that, then you kind of gotta readjust your priorities. And the last 20% of the 50-30-20 rule is the savings and investing. So this would be that portion where you're putting money into your 401k, your IRA, your stocks, your ETFs. I use M1 Finance and Robinhood for that portion. Your emergency fund, 6 months to a year worth of expenses, any debts like credit cards, student loans, car payments. And also with this, you can use the debt snowball or the debt avalanche. I'll have a video of that down below, sharing what's the difference, how to make them really work for you. There's two different methods. Some work for some people, others work for both. I think they're both awesome. You just need to figure out which works best for you and your personality. 50% needs, 30% wants, 20% savings. Now, that's the goal of the 50-30-20 rule of money. Now, that's awesome, but for me, I would really strive to work towards kind of flipping that, of having the savings be over 50%. We personally save 56% of our income, and that's including our savings, that includes our investments, that includes our emergency fund, all of that. We're putting aside at 56% of our income. I have a video for you guys sharing all of that, breaking it down, how we're doing that, and just kind of getting into that philosophy, especially if you're pursuing FIRE and the financial independence, retire early movement of reaching that financial independence. The best way that you're going to do that is by really upping your savings and kind of, flipping these. And, if you can get your monthly expenses down to only 20% of your income, of your take-home pay, that's huge. That's really going to help you to hit those goals faster. And a lot of people think that the way that they hit those goals faster is by cutting their budgets, by cutting their spending, by cutting their eating out, by cutting their groceries. I've been guilty of having that mindset too, of just, we need to cut, we need to cut. No, it doesn't always have to be cutting. It can also be by growing your income. You know, what can you do to make more money? What can you do to really increase that side hustle, to, you know, do something that's really going to help your future and help you to hit those goals faster. I'll have some videos down below in the description of passive income ideas, side hustle ideas, just some things that you can do to really push your goals along and really get them to going and fasting and get that momentum going so you can crush those goals. Next video is going to be the Dave Ramsey baby steps versus the FIRE movement. It's going to be a hot topic. It's going to be big. It's going to be awesome. So go check that out next.